What's happening, everyone? It's me again, Courtney, aka CHOKEWHO, doing my MMA predictions for UFC 129, which will take place on Saturday, April 30th, 2011, at the Rogers Centre in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Um, this event is going to be massive. MMA Junkie have reported that the UFC have sold 55,000 tickets, and it's sold out completely. If there was any UFC event I'd like to go to, it would have been this one. Simply because the Canadian fans love their MMA. Not to say that others don't, but these lot seem to like it a lot. This is the first sanctioned MMA event in Ontario. It's just a big occasion, you know. It's a really big occasion. They got the expo on the day before, and it's just massive. This event and the event in Rio are going to be really, really good. And if anyone wants to send me tickets, plane tickets and tickets to the event, feel free. Just send me a message, and we can work something out. But yeah, this event is huge. The main event on the card is St Pierre V Shields. From top to bottom, this card is solid. A lot of good fights on there. But anyway, I'll stop. Throwing down my prediction, my thoughts on what the fights are going to be like. St Pierre, current UFC welterweight champion, or I should say UFC world welterweight champion. Pound for pound best. Debatable. Some people think it's Anderson Silva. Some think it was GSP. Some people think it's Jose Aldo. Jose Aldo, you ask, who's that? If you're a noob, you're probably asking that question. You will find out on this day. This day, UFC 129. If not, look on the net, Jose Aldo. I'll get to him later. But anyway, GSP, good wrestler, great cardio, great takedowns, good jiu-jitsu. Is he a fight finisher? No, not really. His last fight against Josh Koscheck, he jabbed Josh Koscheck's eye for 5 rounds, battered it. Here's what his eye looked like afterwards. Josh Koscheck's eye. He absolutely jabbed his eye off. In his last 5 fights, he had 5 wins, 4 decision wins, and 1 TKO. The TKO win was against BJ Penn, which wasn't really a TKO. It was a TKO, but the corner threw the towel in. George St Pierre hasn't finished anyone since 2008. That was Matt Serra was the last person he finished. He doesn't really finish people. That's my only criticism of George St Pierre, is that he doesn't finish people. And yeah, I like watching him fight, his skills that he displays, but you got to have the killer instinct, man. You got to start finishing people for me to carry on liking you. I like him. I always like George St Pierre, one of the best there ever will be. But finish people, and I like it even more. You probably get more fans as well. But he's fighting Jake Shields. Jake Shields got a 26-4-1 record. Jake Shields is no joke. This guy has held titles in Shooto, Rumble on the Rock. The Rumble on the Rock tournament featured Yushin Akami, Carlos Condit, and Anderson Silva. Elite XC welterweight champion, Strikeforce middleweight champion. This guy's got titles everywhere. Jake Shields, as I said, multiple title holder. Got sick jiu-jitsu. Got some smothering. Once he grabs you, he won't let you go jiu-jitsu. His wrestling's really good as well. This guy's been wrestling since he could walk. So wrestling's his base, but then he picked up the jiu-jitsu, so his grappling is top notch. Will cause GSP problems if he gets tangled in that. But his stand-up is woeful. It's wooden. Jake Shields his head reminds me of a G.I. Joe action figure. The same like, what's his name? What's the guy's name? It's gone out of my head. But he looks like Dean Lister. Both of them guys look like, if you look at their heads, they look like G.I. Joe dolls. That's my little thing anyway. His stand-up is very wooden, basic. He's not very good. It don't flow really good. He just, It's like he's just using the stand-up just to get you to clinch and, so he can take you down or tie you up, basically. Decent cardio. In his last fight against Mark Campman, which he won by decision, he looked really bad. his first introduction to the UFC, and he comes in cutting too much weight. He looked drawn. He looked really bad in the match. He's looking to get away with that win, but hopefully for this fight he'll be more well prepared, which I think he is. And he'll hopefully put on a good show for the fans. Jake Shields' last 5 fights, he's had 5 wins, 3 decisions and 2 submissions. For this fight, I'm going to pick George St Pierre. George St Pierre game plan for this fight, I think, is going to be jab from the outside again, but he's going to put in more kicks because he's going to take away Jake Shields' legs. He's going to take him away so he can't do any takedowns whatsoever. And even if he does clinch him, it's going to hurt him more because he won't, his legs going to be hurting and he won't be able to take it to the floor so easily. He'll jab, so I think he'll throw a lot more kicks in. Jake Shields may follow George St Pierre around the ring and get kicked to death. But what I think he's going to do, he's going to use his basic stand-up just to get in and tie up George St Pierre. So George St Pierre is going to be slippery and try and get out of the clinch or any sort of grappling that Jake Shields puts on him. Because if he does, Jake Shields is really, really hard to get off. So George St Pierre might end up on his back and might have to use his jiu-jitsu defensively, aggressively, offensively. And if anything, I think GSP will try and get back up straight away. But it's going to be tough getting Jake Shields off you when he's probably going to be bigger than you. You know what I mean? Another part is if GSP will not, he'll probably take Jake Shields down, but he won't stay in his guard because he won't want to play with that jiu-jitsu. He'll just get back up again. So, but I'm picking GSP to win. I'm hoping he'll finish. Please finish. Please, please, please finish. For all of Canada. Next fight on the card is Jose Aldo, the UFC featherweight champion, who's got an 18-1 record, versus Mark Hominick. Jose Aldo, for all those who don't know, he's in the top 3 pound for pound best fighters as well. If you've never seen him, go onto YouTube, any other place you can watch Jose Aldo. Go and watch this guy. If you've never seen him fight, go and watch him fight, because this guy's bad. He's a powerful striker. He's got 6 stand-up. He just keeps going. He throws all sorts of any type of shot, flying knees. He's got different techniques that you haven't seen before. Faking a round kick, then jumping to a knee straight away. All those sorts of things. And his jiu-jitsu is supposed to be better than his stand-up, so we keep hearing. He's a good footballer as well. Good soccer player. Footballer. He's a good footballer. Yeah, he finished a lot of his fights. Most of his fights anyway. His last fight against Manny Gamborian, who I thought would be a good test for him, he just battered Gamborian. Battered him. But his last 5 fights, he had 5 wins, 3 TKOs, 1 decision, 1 KO. And he's fighting Mark Hominick. Mark Hominick's no joke. He's fighting in front of his home fans. Don't know about hometown, but definitely home country. He's fighting in front of them guys. He ain't going to want to lose. He's a powerful puncher, very well rounded. He's got a 20-8 record. This guy, his last fight against George Roop, I'm not a big fan of George Roop, but he battered George Roop, ran around the ring, to beat up George Roop. It was funny, very funny, very funny. But anyway, yeah, Mark Hominick, no joke, very good test for Jose Aldo. And his last 5, he's had 5. His last 5 fights, he's had 5 wins, 2 submissions, 1 decision, 1 TKO. I noticed on his record as well that he's susceptible to submissions in his losses. So you never know. Jose may actually submit him somehow. I don't know, but I think Jose is going to want to stand and bang. I'm picking Jose Aldo to win this, and he's going to finish the fight. He's not going to play around. But yeah, Jose Aldo to win by somehow. I don't know. I'm going to say TKO. Next fight on the card is the old master, Captain America, Superman. Joe Rogan wants to beat this man. Randy Couture versus Lyoto the Dragon Machida. Randy Couture's got a 19-10 record. This guy's held the UFC heavyweight championship. He's a light heavyweight previous light heavyweight champion. He's a legend. Will always be around for the sport. He's a great ambassador. No matter what about his age, how old is he? 46, 47, and he's still fighting guys. He's always got a great game plan. Best dirty boxing out there. Good clinch work. And he just knows where to take it basically. His last fight was a win against James Toney, which I knew he was going to win that fight. And his last 5 fights, he had 3 wins and 2 losses. But yeah, Randy Couture, legend, absolute legend. He's fighting Leoto, the piss drinking dragon, Machida. Who's 6'1", he's got a 16-2 record. Machida, very unorthodox, uses his karate style very well. Stays out of range, jumps in and out of range. Good footwork, very elusive. He hits hard too. He's got some good moves. Comes in, like, jumps in, bang, knee, gets back out again. Comes in, punch, gets back out again. But yeah, he's a counter puncher. So it's gonna be interesting to see how Randy Couture tracks him down, gets him, gets close to him basically, because you can't just walk in, like Rashad Evans, and hope to clinch him. You're gonna have to find some way of getting in. I think Couture will do that. Machida's got decent jiu-jitsu as well. His last fight was a loss against Rampage via decision. His last 5 fights, he's had 3 wins and 2 losses. The 2 losses came against Rampage and Shogun. This fight's difficult to call. As I said before, it's gonna weigh up on how Couture's gonna track down Machida, how he's gonna get close to him. Machida don't like people getting close to him, and he'll kick and punch his way around the octagon. This fight, it's difficult to call, but I'm going to pick Machida via TKO. I think he's going to pick Randy Couture off. Although I like Randy Couture, I think he's a very, very, very good fighter. I think Machida's going to have it and just circle and pick shots, especially if he starts leg kicking as well. But yeah, I'm going to pick Machida to win that fight. Next fight on the card is the former WEC lightweight champion Ben Henderson versus Mark Bocek. Or Bosek, I'm not sure if I said that right. Ben Henderson, 5'9", he's got a 12-2 record. This guy's he's very durable. He's got a sick guillotine. Donald Cerrone got him in a submission. I don't know how the guy got out of it. He's just durable. He's just bendy arms and whatever. But yeah, got good cardio. What else about it? Last fight was against Anthony Pettis. He lost by a decision. He lost the championship to Anthony Pettis. But his last 5 fights had 4 wins and 1 loss. He's a finisher too. Excuse me. Ben Henderson's a finisher too. But he's fighting Mark Bocek. Or Bocek, sorry. He's got a 9-3 record. He's 5'9". I think he's a black belt. I'm not sure if he's a black belt or brown belt of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, but this guy likes his submissions. He's got decent boxing as well. Obviously, he's training an American top team, so he's going to be very well rounded. His last fight was a win against Dustin Hazlett, and that was at lightweight actually. Dustin Hazlett dropped down to lightweight. Hazlett were out of his league. I think Bocek just got him in a triangle choke, basically choked him out. His last 5 fights, he had 4 wins and 1 loss. The 1 loss came against Jim Miller. Everyone loses to Jim Miller. But yeah, this should be another good fight as well. I don't think Ben Henderson could be too blasé about the submissions this time. Bocek has got some serious submissions, and Ben Henderson can't afford to stay in those positions and get a submission on and stay there and think it's okay. No, he can't afford to do that. Bocek will submit him if he does that. But for this fight, I'm going to pick Ben Henderson to win by ground and pound. I think he's going to look to impress, bounce back from his last loss. I think Bocek is good, but I think Ben Henderson, I think he's going to turn it up and actually go for the win, try and finish him. So I'm picking him by ground and pound, although I like Bocek, I like him. But I'm picking Ben Henderson. Next fight on the card, this is me, I'm not sure, Vladimir Matyushenko versus Jason Bros. Matyushenko is a veteran, 25-5 record, 6'1", a wicked ground and pound, good wrestling, but most of his wins have come via decision. His last fight was a loss against John Jones via TKO. His last 5 fights, he's had 4 wins and 1 loss. Matt Yushchenko's been around for years, but you know, even though he's been around for years, he's got quite a good record. 25-5 is a good record, man. A good record. But he's fighting Jason Brills. He's got an 18-3-1 record. He's 5'11". He's a heavy hitter. Hits hard. He's got decent cardio as well. I don't really watch too much of his fights. His last fight was lost against Antonio Rogerio Nogueira. In fact, I thought Brills won that fight. Just won that fight. His last 5 fights, he had 3 wins and 2 losses. But I'm just gonna be straight. This fight, I'm picking Matt Yushchenko to ground and pound to win. But you know, I'm a bit peeved why this is on the main card, and Rory McDonald versus Nate Diaz is on the spike card. Hold on a minute. Is Nate Diaz still fighting? Yes, he is. I would have much preferred to see Nate Diaz versus Rory McDonald on this. In place of that fight. But yeah, those are my picks for the main card. But you've also got on the spike card and the Facebook card. Facebook, that's where the UFC is going differently, and they're killing it like that, because which other fight promoter is putting fights on Facebook? There's probably some, but not like the UFC. But yeah, there's Nate Diaz versus Rory McDonald, Jake Ellenberger versus I think it's Sean Pearson, I think it is. Claude Patrick versus Daniel Roberts. I'll pick Claude Patrick to win that fight. Ivan Menjivar versus something Valencia. Jason McDonald's back on. I like that dude. I think he's a good fighter. Versus Ryan Jensen. Picking McDonald to win that fight. Yeah, he's got some 6 submissions as well. I hope he gets back into the UFC properly. I hope he wins and carries on winning. But yeah, there's a lot of good fights on the card, man. There's a lot of good fights. So yeah, those are my picks for UFC 129. Follow me on Twitter with the same username, CHOKEWHO. Yeah, man, if you're an MMA fan, seriously, go onto Twitter, man, because you'll find a lot of people with the same interests as you. It's a really good place to chat, interact, you know what I mean? All those people on Twitter that are following me, that not interact, come on, interact. Send me a message or something, jeez. But yeah, go check out lapelchoke.com. Also check out the Mirror TKO MMA blog as well. You'll find lots of interesting stuff on there. The site's being updated as I hear. But yeah. My fight. If you didn't catch my fight, the link, I'll put the link down here, but it's on my page as well anyway. Go comment on the fight. See my first amateur MMA fight. Go and have a look. Tell me what you think. Leave a comment on that page, because it's not actually my video. It's Fight UK MMA's video. So go and look at their page. But yeah, comment, rate, whatever. Give me a thumbs up, thumbs down. But yeah, I will be back for more picks sometime soon. And all the subscribers, thanks a lot. If you want to know where I train at Leicester MMA. You should come down. If you're in Europe or the UK, come down to it. I'm telling you, man, you should come down, come train. By the way, peace.